Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you can't tell by the title today, I'm gonna be telling my story, my pregnancy loss, because I know it happens often and it's not talked about as much. I know pregnancy losses are like 1 in every 4 or something like that, pregnant woman. So yeah, so I had a miscarriage at about 12 weeks. I had just hit 12 weeks and I was counting down to hit 12 weeks because I was like, I know once I hit 12 weeks the risks of having a miscarriage is low, but it happens at any, how do you say it, at any time it can happen. So yeah. So I went to go see my baby. We had a sonogram and I was I think it was like 9 weeks when I had a sonogram. Well, they were trying to tell by the baby. But yeah, 9 weeks. I had a sonogram, and then so at 9 weeks. Oh, you see that? It's like a ball. I don't know what the hell it is. Okay, so at 9 weeks, I had a sonogram, and I saw the baby. I had a week off. Me and Daniel went to the Arboretum. And then after we went to the Arboretum, the next day we went to the fair. I'm gonna insert pictures that you can see my stomach. Everything was going great. It was good. Everything was normal. And I think that even that Thursday, we and Daniel went to go buy the crib. We went to IKEA. We bought the crib. We bought like it wasn't meant to be like a baby changing table, but I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna use it as a baby changing table. So I used it for that. We bought that, and I bought like these clouds, like you stick them onto the wall and they light up, like you connect them to each other and they light up. So I had also bought that. I had bought like chupones. I don't know how you say that in English. I was gonna say plumbers, not plumbers. Yeah, I don't know what they're called. A binky? I don't know how you call it. But I had bought some for the baby. I was so excited. Like I was looking at OBGYN. I was applying for Medicaid because I was like, shit, yes. So I did all that. And I was stressing a lot at work, which I was just stressing in general. And I think it was mostly like my hormones. Like I would cry for no reason. I would get mad. Any little thing would hurt my feelings. Everything would stress me out. And I remember that Thursday, the Thursday before that Friday. So what happened when I had my miscarriage, it happened October 28th, right? So October 28th, I was gonna hit 12 weeks. So I was kind of like looking forward to 12 weeks. That Thursday, Thursday, I was stuck in traffic for about 2 hours to get home. And we left work at 5:30 and I didn't get home till freaking 8. How many hours is that? I don't even know. But yeah, I remember I was like in traffic and I was like nauseous because like we were stopped for a long time. Like I don't know what the heck. And I was just stressing. Like I was debating whether I wanted to go freaking how do you say it? Like, what is that called? Not part-time. Yes, so I was debating either if I wanted to keep being full-time or part-time because the drive was a drive. It still is a drive. I still work there. So I was like, well, the drive is a drive. And I was like, no, I'm gonna just do part-time. Even Daniel was like, yeah, just do part-time, it's fine, like relax, whatever. Yeah, but the girls at my job, they will pressure me. They'll be like, why are you doing part-time? Like, by the time you get paid, whatever you're wasting your gas on, That's what you're gonna waste your gas on. That sentence didn't even make sense. But whatever I make basically was just gonna go to gas. That's basically what they were telling me. And they were telling me that I need to save, I need to do this, I need to do that. And then one of my relatives had made me really upset because I did something for them, and they just did not care about it. So I was kind of upset. So I was crying a lot, I was stressing a lot, like everybody was stressing me out. And car situation, my car doesn't have airbags. My parents bought it salvage, or however you say it, so it doesn't have any airbags. So Daniel was like, well, you need a car, like, no, maybe you should work, like, blah blah blah. And I was kind of like, like, I don't know, I didn't want to work, but I was like, I guess whatever, you know. So I kept going to work, and then that Thursday I had got home late, and then I had to do this girl's lashes. So then I slept really late. My dog likes that. So I slept really late. And then that Thursday, me and Daniel watched movies. Friday, it was oral surgery day, and it was just gonna be me and 2 other assistants. Normally it's 4 of us. Oh my god, I look so fucking fat. I need to stop eating. For real. Okay, anyways, yes. So look at my baby. He's in a cone. He conehead. Say hi, Arlo. My baby. Okay. So just kidding. Okay, anyways, oh yeah, so one of the girls was I don't know if that was gunshots or what the heck was that. Okay, anyways, this is so weird. I don't hear nobody screaming. Okay, anyways, so what was I saying? I lost my train of thought. Oh yes, so one of them, she was out, so it was just me and 2 other girls. And usually the doctor, the oral surgeon, he gets upset because he wants a good assistant, but obviously I couldn't assist him because I'm pregnant, which didn't make any sense to me because I'm like, why am I there? Like, what's the point of me being there? But anyways, I was like, okay, whatever. So we had to be there at 7:30. So by the time I get there, I have to leave the house at 6:30. 45 minutes to get there early. Yeah, so I got up at 6, and I was like dragging myself. But that night, when I was sleeping, I got a really bad cramp, and I woke up from the cramp, from the pain. And I was like, oh, whatever. Like, I was like, maybe it's just my body because I've been getting all these cramps. Maybe it's, my body's changing, obviously. So I didn't see anything bad of it. And then I went right back to sleep. I woke up at 6 o'clock, walked to the restroom, and I was like half asleep like this, like, whatever. I put down my pants. I saw there was blood, and I was like, oh my God. I started crying, and then I called my mom, and then my mom was like, tell Daniel to take you to the ER. So we went to the ER. My blood pressure was like super high because obviously, like, I was like nervous because I didn't, I was like, oh no, I don't want to lose my baby. So I was like super nervous. I was scared. Yeah, so the doctor comes in and he's like, okay, we're gonna do a pelvic test or something. I never had that in my life. I think I should be going to go do that, like a pap smear or whatever. I've never had that in my life. So when he did it visually to check, he said there was no. Well, the girl was like, "Is this your first time?" And I said yes. Like, I didn't know what the heck to do. And she was like, oh, "Okay." She was like, "Well, when you're pregnant, you're gonna do this a lot." And I was like, oh, "Okay, so whatever." So then he does it. It was a lot of pressure. He looks and he's like, "Okay, well, you're not bleeding from some canal," he said. So he was like, "That's good. You're not bleeding from when the baby's supposed to come." I was like, "Okay." So then he was like, "Okay, so now we're gonna do an ultrasound, see what's going on." Then we go to the ultrasound, and I'm looking at the computer, and I don't see anything. And I'm like, but I you know, like in my head, I'm like, I don't want to think I don't want to think bad. So I was just like, whatever. And Daniel was like, well, you know, the tech, she didn't make a face, like maybe we're okay. And I looked at him and I was like, they do this every day, Daniel. Like, they're not gonna make a face. They're used to it, like, you know. So I was like, okay, whatever. So they were like, okay, well, now you can wait in the waiting room. When doctor sees the results, he's gonna go ahead and have a word with you. I was like, okay. So I kept seeing all these people like go, I guess they were like talking to them about what they have or whatever. And I remember I would see them and they would be like in a cubby and it was open. So basically it was just like two walls right here and then it was open. So anybody could walk past and see who it is or whatever. And me and Daniel, they go and they put us in this room with a door. And they closed the door and I was like, oh great. So then I was like, okay. Like I begged for it to be something else, which is kind of a, I don't know, would you call it a bad thing? I think so. Well, no, not really, because I wanted my baby to be okay, but I was like, I'd rather me be heard than the baby. So okay, whatever. So then yeah, the doctor goes in there and he's like, so you're having a miscarriage. And in my head I'm like, what the heck is going on? Like, I could not, like, I didn't, I guess I didn't react like how the doctor thought I was going to react. I was kind of like, oh, okay. And then he was like, yeah. And then I was like, okay. And then he was like, I'm sorry. I was like, okay. Like I was in shock. Like it didn't hit me. I was just like, what the heck just happened? So then he gave me medicine or whatever. And then he was like, if you get fever or whatever, you come back. And he was like, a week after you have to come back, or you have to go see an OBGYN, so they can go in and see if it, you know, the whole fetus came out or whatever. And I was like, okay, sure, whatever. Yeah, so I remember it was raining like super freaking hard. Me and Daniel went to Home Depot. I forgot what, we went to go grab something at Home Depot. And we went to grab something at Home Depot and we got an umbrella because it was raining super hard. And we opened the umbrella, and as we're walking out, the umbrella flipped. And me and Daniel were like laughing and laughing. Like in the moment, I don't know, like I wasn't thinking, like it didn't hit me. I called my mom at the hospital and I told her, I was like, well, there's no more baby, this and that. And she was like, what do you mean? And she was like crying. And I was like, yeah. And I was like, why are you crying? It's okay. Like, you see, like me, I was like, it didn't hit me until the next day. So Saturday. So Saturday, Friday I would get a cramp here and there, not really cramps, but Saturday, basically I went into labor. I was bleeding so much, like so freaking much, to the point where I couldn't even stand up to wipe myself when I peed because the blood was just dripping. Like it was on the floor. Like I would stand up, like I couldn't even walk because it hurt. I remember I told Daniel, I was like, no, I have to shower. Like, no, like look at me, I'm all nasty. But I think it was just me in my head, like it was starting to hit me. I was taking a shower, and I felt it come out. It doesn't look like a blood clot. It's tissue. It's like a big piece of tissue. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it came out and it wasn't going down the drain. And I know it's kind of fucked up, but I was kind of like you know, like you have to let things go. And I know I didn't want to let it go, but I had to let it go because that's not healthy for me. You know what I mean? So I had to pick it up because it wasn't going down the drain in the shower. And my sister was staying with me, so I had to call my sister, and I told her to grab a napkin, and I grabbed it, and I told her throw it in the toilet, don't look at it, because she's still little, so she doesn't really understand. You know what I mean? She's 13, so I mean she'll understand, but she doesn't fully understand, you know, until she gets to an age, like maybe when she's like 19 or 20, like she'll fully understand. But yeah, but I would tell her to go bring me the pills. She'll bring me the pills. Like I would, yeah. Yeah, I felt like complete shit. Like Sunday night, it started hitting me really bad. I don't want to cry because I need to push through this, because if I can, you guys can do it too. I know it's very hard, but one day you're gonna get blessed. And yes, You're gonna get blessed. So yeah, so I didn't go to work for the whole week, and I remember my mom would text me, everybody would text me, call me. I wouldn't answer nobody. Like, I didn't leave the room at all. I was constantly crying. I would constantly listen to that song, that Taylor Swift, because she had just really released it, Bigger Than the Whole Sky. So I would constantly listen to the song, and I'll just be like crying. And sometimes it sucks because you don't have anybody to talk to, or anybody to say, I'm here for you, or or something that will just be like, well, at least you weren't that far along, or at least it wasn't a stillbirth. Like, what the heck is that? Like, I was kind of like and it still amazes me, like, why do people say that? Because I think that is really like, it's probably the worst thing, because regardless, I was pregnant, they were pregnant, she was pregnant, like, regardless of what it was, you know what I mean? You still had a little life in you. And I remember I wouldn't drink coffee. Usually I drink coffee every single morning. I would go to Starbucks, and they told me you can't have Starbucks because it makes the baby's blood pressure go high. And I was okay, so I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't dye my hair. And I see all these other girls, they do it and they don't care. I see girls smoke and they don't care, and I'm just kind of like, like, I don't know. But I'm grateful because I did get to see my baby, at least on a sonogram. I got lucky enough to see my baby on a sonogram, and I know some girls don't. So yeah, so I still have like the pregnancy test, and I still have my sonogram. I still have pictures of me when I was pregnant. Yeah, so if you are going through something like this, you can go ahead and who is it? It's Maui. Who is it, Papa? Go say hi. Go say hi. Yeah, so if you're going through something like this and you need someone to talk to, you can always DM me on Instagram, because I know it's tough, and sometimes you don't have nobody to talk to, or sometimes you don't have nobody to vent to, somebody who hasn't been through the same situation maybe as you and I. So it is kind of nice to talk to someone that will listen to you and kind of relate to you, so you don't feel alone, because I know you feel very alone, like nobody's there for you, like nobody understands like what you're going through. So yeah, so I just wanted to drop this video. I did really good because I didn't cry. Normally I'll cry, and I still cry. I cry every now and then. Like, it's gonna be very hard to get over, and I don't think I'm ever gonna get over it, but it's good to talk about it. Yeah, I never got to know the gender of my baby, which kind of sucks, because I wanted to know if it was either a boy or a girl. Yeah, so I know this is a very sensitive topic, and I don't really talk about stuff like this on my channel because it's very personal, but I just think that I just wanted to talk this so I can help somebody who's maybe going through the same thing as me. Yeah, this is it for this video. I'll see you guys in the next video, and go ahead and subscribe and comment and like this video and give this video a thumbs up.